Hello, Jared. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm really great, thank you.
Thanks for having me over today.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to sort of go through this plan that I have laid out for you.
Yeah, I'm very excited the opportunity. I know there's lots I could probably learn. So
I had a moment to go over your intake form and your food diary and everything, and I see that your goal is to gain weight and sort of increase your lean muscle mass.
that's right. Yeah, I'm looking to put on some lean pounds and keep as much fat as off as well.
Amazing. Absolutely. That is absolutely something that I can help you with.
Cool.
So I'm looking over your food diary. I see that you are often in a hurry to get to work in the morning.
Yeah, I usually sleep in a bit late.
Okay.
So then my nights are usually pretty late too.
Okay.
Which I know I should probably get to bed earlier, but I usually just counteract it with coffee in the morning.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if there's something that we could change there, but I usually have to have at least 3 coffees in the morning to keep going.
Okay, so that sort of brings me to my point. So I really think that with your training, it's a really good opportunity for you to introduce more food into your life. And at the end of the day,
More food.
Who doesn't like eating more food?
Right.
So with your sort of late nights and early mornings, one of the things you might want to look at is doing some more meal prep in your life. Oftentimes it's hard to wake up in the morning a little bit early when you have the opportunity to hit the snooze button. So one of the ideas I had was maybe in the evening if you wanted to, I can have a really good recipe for overnight oats.
Oh, really?
And
So I would make that before I went to bed?
Yeah, absolutely. So you just sort of, the idea is that you throw everything into a jar, and then it sets overnight, and then in the morning it's a grab and go sort of situation.
Really? So I could still kind of sleep in and grab what I want?
Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely. So, and that sort of prevents you from waking up earlier. Now, that being said, if you were open to waking up earlier, we could definitely introduce some more sustainable foods that would sort of stick to your bones throughout the day and really help you with your appetite.
Okay. Like how long would I'd have to make these meals for? I think it would take like a big bacon and egg breakfast. Like it would take forever. Or
and it really is up to you and what fits your schedule and your timing and what it is that you think that will work for you, right?
Okay.
Because I always say that the best plan is one that the client will stick to.
Sure,
I can give you a very complicated meal plan, but if you're not into it, then it's not going to work.
That's
right?
fair. I like this overnight oats idea, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there is that. The other thing I've noticed is that you're only eating 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah, I'm scared to eat too much that I'll get too fat.
Okay.
And yeah, that's basically the only reason is I guess I just don't know how much. I don't know what I can eat and still be within limits.
Right.
To not get huge.
Right. So I did just to speak a little bit of numbers at you. I did a little bit of a quick math for you, just to give you an idea as to what you should be having in a day. So with your body type and your BMR and everything, with the amount of training that you're doing, you should be having about 3,400 calories a day.
Okay, well, and did you see how much I'm taking in now? Like how much room there is?
Yeah, so you have about 1,400 calories extra.
Oh wow!
That you can take
so I can really eat lots.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of things that we can put add to your diet. That being said, you always want to make sure that you're introducing whole foods.
Okay.
Obviously, with 1,400 calories to spare, you could go out and have a Big Mac and fries and a cola. However, with you wanting to gain some lean muscle mass, that's not necessarily the best approach.
Okay.
So as you were saying, you sort of stay up late, and then you counteract your sleepiness with some coffee throughout the day. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but caffeine is an appetite suppressant.
Oh no, I didn't realize that.
Which
so I'm having like 3 or 4 a day, so.
Which may explain why you're not so hungry for foods.
Oh.
So one of the things I sort of recommend to clients who are wanting to make progress as far as fitness are concerned, and they have an issue with foods and their energy levels, is sort of introduce some low glycemic foods.
Sorry, stuff on my lip.
Some low glycemic foods, and what that is those are foods that they're not going to spike your blood sugar. So just to use it as an example, you know how when you have coffee, you get a really great burst of energy, and then about 3 hours later, you feel in the sun, and you're ready for nap time. So it's time for another one. And then you end up in this cycle of constantly feeding your body caffeine, and this high, and this low, and this high, and this low.
Right. Okay.
So there are certain foods that have a higher concentration of simple sugars.
Okay.
And what those do is they do the same effect. They have the same effect on your body as caffeine, essentially. So, like fruit juice is a good example because
Okay.
your body processes it so quickly. It spikes your blood sugar, gives you a really great energy boost, and then when you come down, then you get a little bit slumpish.
Sure.
Right? So what you want to do is you ideally want to have your blood sugar at a nice even level all throughout the day.
It's like a slow burning type fuel.
Exactly. Something like brown rice would be really good. A high fiber bread, oatmeal, stuff like that.
Oh, like your quick oats. Okay, I get it.
Like the quick oats, exactly. Great. That's really great. So that can sort of help if you slowly start replacing meals like that with your coffee. Vice versa.
Yeah, replacing those instead of coffee. More coffee.
Then I really think that'll really help with your energy levels, and as a bonus, getting more food into your life for your bodybuilding.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, well, this is going great so far. Okay.
One of the things that you have to worry about if you are not feeding or nourishing your body properly with enough calories, is that your body starts to use itself to nourish itself. So if you're working out as heavy as you are, say 6 times a week, and you're not feeding your body properly because you're worried about gaining too much weight, your body starts to sort of take away from itself.
Like it's going to eat its own muscle?
Absolutely.
So I'm just spinning my wheels then?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So, and like I said, if we can introduce more food, who doesn't love to eat more food?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, okay, great.
So the other thing with skipping meals, is that it allows for a lot of sort of nutrient deficiencies.
Okay.
I noticed that you mentioned because you're in a hurry, you often will just take a chicken breast with barbecue sauce on it. Right.
Just get the protein, I thought.
Absolutely. And that's what a lot of people like to do when they're working out and trying to build muscles. They want to have more protein and more protein and more protein and more protein, which is great. However, what that leaves is a lot of areas where you're not getting your vitamin C, your vitamin D, your potassium, pesky vitamins. And those things are also necessary for overall health and everything, right?
Sure, that makes sense.
And those come from your fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Right? So if we could sort of maybe focus on having some really great meal ideas that are nice and easy for you to prep and just sort of throw it together in a container, or even when you prep it.
But are they going to be like really gross?
Everything is really up to you.
Yeah.
We can discuss the other different meal options. We can go through different ideas, foods that you like, and work on substitutions. We can do a grocery store shop if you'd like with your next session. It's really up to you.
Oh, okay. Well, think you'd take me to the grocery store?
Yeah, absolutely. We can shop around. We can read food labels together. We can look at different foods. If there's something that you really, really enjoy, we can examine different recipe options.
Well, so this is off topic, but what if I'm really on a budget? I would hate to. It's embarrassing to go to the grocery store and I really gotta shop for prices. Sometimes I go to multiple grocery stores and stuff.
Absolutely.
So would you be able to help with that too?
Absolutely. So that's not on the agenda today.
No.
And you will just need to give me a little bit of time to sort of research the best approach for you.
Okay.
So that I can be sure to offer you, an appropriate information.
Okay, well that's very cool.
But if you wanted to, for our next session, we can meet somewhere. I can have some notes with me. We can look over prices. We can even do a price comparison of store to store.
Okay, that sounds very cool.
I unfortunately can't do that on the fly though.
No, that's okay. That makes sense.
Okay,
cool.
So that's awesome. It's so exciting that you are interested in that.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
The other thing that I wanted to sort of discuss with you is your pre and post workout meals.
I imagine you're saying a Big Mac isn't good.
Well, I don't like to per se that one food is good and one food is bad.
Okay.
There are definitely more favorable choices that you can make.
More efficient.
Over a Big Mac, absolutely. So remember we talked about sort of the glycemic levels in foods, and brown rice has more, it sticks to your bones, it stays with you for longer, right? So the idea of a pre and post workout is to sort of fuel your energy.
Okay.
So if you're going to the gym 5 to 6 times a week, or doing 1 or 2 workouts a day, to really sort of get your like big and bulky, you want to feed your body very, very quickly.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So I would say that the exception to these sort of high glycemic foods, or sort of low glycemic foods,
Okay.
is for your pre and post workout is to add in some high glycemic foods. So something that's very easy for your body
Something
to
to
digest.
burn quick. You're
Something
saying.
that'll burn quick.
Okay.
Absolutely. So one of the ideas that I had for you for sort of a pre-workout, because you mentioned that you have a bit of a sweet tooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was Nutella, 2 cups of fruit, and a cup of apple juice.
Okay. Wow.
So it is very high sugar, but what that does is they're very quick burning sugars.
Okay.
So you have this sort of before you go in for a workout, it fuels your body just like that. You do your workout, and then when you're finished within 30 minutes, you want to have something that's has more protein in it, right?
Okay.
To sort of like help your muscles build.
Sure. Okay. That makes sense to me.
And so just an idea, we can discuss some more ideas, but just as an example, what I had was a cup of Greek yogurt. It doesn't have to be plain, you can have it flavored, whatever you want, really.
Yeah.
A banana and a peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Okay. Well, that's
Right.
That sounds really great.
And
Like,
I think, given that you just mentioned that you were interested in shopping on a budget, like none of those ideas are exorbitantly expensive.
no, it doesn't sound like you're asking me to go buy big T-bone steaks or anything
Absolutely.
like that.
Absolutely. So I kind of looked over your goals, and I wanted to see how you felt about my suggestions, and I had 2 sort of goals laid out for you.
Okay.
That I wanted to see if you're open to trying for the next, we'll say 2
You're giving me
weeks.
homework already.
It's not my homework. This is for you, my friend.
all right.
So I have 2 here. The first being, I will spend time prepping meals 2 times a week for the next 2 weeks or until our next session, to ensure that you're properly nourishing your body.
So you want me to at least twice this week prep all the meals I need for the day, type of thing?
For the week, essentially. So
Prep all the meals for a whole week.
yeah.
Is that- oh, wow.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't
That might not be
suggest
too hard,
I wouldn't
guess.
suggest maybe once a week, just because food obviously does spoil.
That makes sense.
So if you pick 2 days, say a Sunday when you have a day off, and then a Wednesday or Thursday evening,
Yeah.
and you did sort of some meal prep, had it pre-portioned out so that in the morning you're not having to wake up early, pack your lunches, this and that, and the other thing, you just grab it and go.
Okay, I'm loving that.
Okay, so the next one I have is I'll eat a balanced meal pre and post workout on workout days to fuel my muscles for the next 2 weeks or until our next consultation.
Okay. Well, that's basically everything we've just discussed, I suppose.
Absolutely. And do you think that those are sort of attainable goals
Yeah,
for you?
like, yeah, and exciting. They're exciting goals
And
as well.
So if you had to guess for these 2, 2 is sometimes a lot for clients to take on. So we'll start with 2, and if you think it's a bit much, we can do 1, and
Okay.
then we'll add another one next time.
Okay.
For these 2, do you think on a scale of 1 to 10 being 1, there's no possible way you can fit this into your life, and 10 being absolutely 100% you can do it
Well,
every time?
I used to say that if you want something you've never had, you got to be willing to do something you've never done.
That's very smart.
So these are 100% attainable goals.
Okay, so where do you think you would fall on that scale? Like
At
yeah.
least an 8, an 8.5. now.
Perfect. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I did sort of write it out for you, and if you just sometimes it's easier for people to see it on their fridge, right?
Okay.
So I printed it out for you. If you just want to sign here,
Oh man, sign my life away.
sign your life away, and then that way you can post it on your fridge, wherever you on your bathroom mirror somewhere, and then that way you have sort of a daily reminder of
Okay.
what it is that you're working towards.
Okay. Well, I'm very excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jared.
Thank
It was
you.
absolutely lovely. I'm really excited for our next session.
Thank you. I'm very excited. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Have a great day.
You too.